Hello, folks. Thank you for joining me here at the High Top Sports Network. My name is Tristen. Joining me is Kurt Reiser. Kurt, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
That's good.
I spent most of last night going, is it Reiser? But from what you're telling me, Reiser is the correct one, so I'm glad that that's what we're going with. You are the athletic director for Knoch High School, correct?
Correct, yep.
Fun fact for all of our viewers out there, I grew up just outside of Butler. I went to Slippery Rock Area High School, so I know Knoch. During my high school years, I did wrestling, and so I've wrestled Knoch a few times. Very great school, great athletic programs out there, so I'm really glad that I got this opportunity to interview you.
Well, thank you for the compliment, and thank you for having me on today.
So I'm sure, a man with your title, you have a lot of things to get to today, so I'm not going to waste any of your time. We're going to get right into it. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Mr. Reiser, I wanted to first know, can you tell our viewers a little bit more about who are you, as a person, and how did you get to Knoch High School?
Sure. So coming back to Knoch High School as the athletic director is kind of a coming home for me. I'm a Knoch High School graduate, 1989. Played football and basketball here at Knoch as a student, and then graduated and attended Allegheny College up in Meadville, PA, and played football at Allegheny for 4 years. Had a great experience at Allegheny, and had the opportunity to play national championship team there in 1990, which was obviously very exciting for us and for our program at that time. And still is some great memories there that we like to relive every once in a while. Graduated from Allegheny and moved to the Chicago area to take a job, and eventually started teaching and coaching high school football and basketball in the Chicago area. Spent 5 or 6 years doing that, and then had the opportunity to the college coaching. And so I moved from Chicago to the tiny little Greenville, PA, and became an assistant football coach at Teal College, Division III program, President's Athletic Conference, and spent about 16 years at Teal. Part of that time was as an assistant coach. Started out as the O-line coach, way up, became the offensive coordinator at Teal, and then eventually became head football coach at Teal College. And had a great experience there as well. Got to the point where I wanted to make a change, and so this position at Knoch came open, and I applied for it and interviewed, and things worked out, and so that's how I ended up at Knoch High School.
So while you were at Knoch, you said that you played some sports. I believe you said you played football?
Yes, I played football, and I played basketball, and ran a little bit of track early on, but gave that up to focus on football and basketball.
A great decision. I'm sure, as you said, it's panned out for you being a coach for football for multiple different groups, especially at Teal, a great college, if I may say so myself. It was a college that I was looking for whenever I was looking at schools to go to whenever I graduated high school, and Teal is a very nice campus. So being able to be a football coach out there, I'm sure was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. The people at Teal were really good to me and my family. Had great relationships with the players that played for us there. Still talk to many of them on a regular basis, and so really valued our time there.
And now getting to some, I'm sure you're more excited to talk about some more recent events, being which, you can't talk about things that have been going on right now without talking about the elephant in the room, COVID-19. So when COVID-19 first initially hit the United States, what was the Knoch athletics reaction to it? How did it affect you guys out there?
Well, obviously back in March of 2020, when, it all kind of hit us very quickly, and I think initially we got shut down for those first 2 weeks. We were all kind of in limbo, and I'm sure that was that way for athletic directors across the region. And so, we were kind of wait and see what happens. And then eventually, obviously, the spring sports season got canceled, and And then that kind of shifted our focus. That happened as to, what's it going to look like going forward into the fall. And the conversation shifted from the initial reaction and kind of surprise of what was going on to, okay, how do we make it as beneficial for our student athletes as we possibly can moving into the fall. The priority was obviously, number one, to keep them safe. Number two was to, give them the opportunity to play a sport that they love and work hard to prepare for and try to give them as many of those opportunities as we could. When we went into the fall, some of the number of games got decreased and things like that. And then, winter sports offered its own challenges as we worked through that, and spring was much better this spring. So we've adapted along the way with different things that we were doing. Our coaches, our student athletes did a great job handling it. And, I think we made the best of a really, really difficult and challenging situation.
But what you're just talking about, you said that, coming out of COVID, you guys have really bounced back, really focused on a couple of the different sports. Is that still going on now? Are you guys still excited for things to probably go back to normal whenever fall comes around?
Oh, we're very excited. I think our kids, our coaches, our community is very excited to kind of move forward. And I think with people, becoming vaccinated and moving forward with that, we're hoping that we return to a normalcy that we saw in 2019 and that we can provide our student athletes with a great opportunity this fall and into the winter and into next spring.
And what does the future seem to hold for Knoch athletics? Are there any groups like your football team? Are you planning to come back really roaring into the new season, or basketball, baseball, any groups like that you guys are really excited to see come back to full force in the fall?
Yeah, I mean, our football team with a shortened schedule last year struggled through last season. It was a large adjustment for them, so we're excited to see the improvement in them this fall. We had hired a new basketball coach last year, Alan Bauman. Did a great job with our boys basketball program and working through that season. Our girls basketball program, went, I think, maybe the furthest they've ever been last year, and made it to the Whippeal semifinals and played a very strong Beaver team and lost. But they're excited to get going. The girls tennis team that were state champions last year, last fall, did a great job, and we have many of those girls back this fall, so we're excited about that. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to the fall, the start of fall seasons, and really getting into things.
Wow, the Whippeal semifinals, and I'm sure you can agree with me that losing to Beaver in the Whippeal semifinals, that's nothing to be ashamed of. They were a good team last year.
Yeah, they were a very good team. Our girls basketball team, again, like over other sports, because of shutdowns and quarantining and things like that, had a very shortened season, but they fought through it and played really, really well. They're a rather young team. We only had 3 seniors last year, so we have many of those girls coming back. So we're really excited about our girls basketball team going into the winter season.
Speaking of things that you're excited for, are there any matchups, anything on the schedule that you're seeing that we should be making sure we tune in for?
Yeah, this as far as this fall is concerned with our football schedule, we have rivalry with Mars obviously on our schedule and Highlands on our schedule. We're excited about our non-section game with Freeport here at Knoch. That'll be we'll be conducting a Hall of Fame class that day, as well as some other things that are going on with that game. And one of our former teachers and former coaches here, Ken Elliott, has been working with both us and Freeport on a kind of a trophy that gets passed between the two schools on a yearly basis, kind of like you see in the Big Ten and those types of things. So we're excited about that game. It's a good rivalry. It's a friendly rivalry. I think both schools, respect each other and hard against each other. The kids know each other. So I think that that's going to be a fun game to be a part of. And then working through our section schedule with Highlands on the schedule will be those will be tough games for us. And, our team seems to rise to the occasion with some of those games.
And folks, if you want to make sure you tune into those games, I'm sure you'll be able to find them here at High Top Sports Network. Speaking of which, Mr. Reiser, this is going to be the last question I'm going to bother you with this morning. How excited is Knoch to be a part of the High Top Sports Network?
We're very excited. I mean, any chance that we give our students, our parents, our community to see our kids play, being streamed, and I think with everything that's happened with the COVID-19 pandemic, what we learned with streaming and getting games out there for people in the community to see was beneficial. So we're ecstatic about the opportunity to play on that at that stage and to have you guys broadcast our games and those types of things. So I think it's going to be hugely beneficial to our students, our parents, our community, and hopefully people parents, relatives that may live in another state or will be able to tune in and see their grandkids play or things like that, which I think is very beneficial to everybody. So we're excited about it and looking forward to it.
I can't tell you how excited we are here at High Top Sports Network to have you guys join the fold. Mr. Athletic Director for Knoch, Mr. Kurt Reiser, any last words you want to say before we sign off?
No, I just really appreciate the opportunity to have me on today and to answer the questions, and I hopefully schools that we play and the other schools in the WPO are excited to get back to normal, and get the kids back on the field playing and safely and those types of things. So we're really excited about the fall. Got a couple months left of preparation, and we'll take business and get ready to go.
Thank you once again, folks. Again, that is Athletic Director for Knoch, Kurt Reiser. For High Top Sports Network, I am Tristen Borland, and I will see you guys later.